Hello, and hope your week is doing well wherever you are at. Thanks for joining me here today. I really wanted to talk about a subject that is very near and dear to my heart, the state fair. And especially when it comes to the state fair, we have to talk about the food, right? And in 2021, the Indiana State Fair featured quite a few brand new food items that had not graced the state fair menus before. So both my husband and I decided to take a full day this last Sunday, pretty close to the state fair opening. They opened on Friday, July 30th, and they will remain open, I believe it's like 3 to 4 weeks this time. I know they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. For some reason this year they kind of changed that out. I don't remember exactly why, but we did decide to go on the first Sunday because the weather looked so incredible, right? I mean, usually the Indiana State Fair, you're setting yourself up for a pretty long day of suffering with the heat and humidity. So I will give you guys a little glimpse of some of the sights that we saw and some of the food that we tried out, and then let's talk about it and what was my top pick out of the brand new eats for the 2021 Indiana State Fair. Too early for fish.
You heard the
Do we make bets on which one floats up first? I've got 20 on Rapid Creek.
I'm a gambler, and so I'm going to say that last is Boulder Creek.
In Rapid Creek.
Oh, you had, hold on.
Got it, he's got
You had
it.
a fix.
I know the guy.
You had a fix on it.
You're at $80.
Come on, Rapid Creek. Come on, Rapid Creek. So this trail probably is all energy efficient as well and stuff like that, right? Nice. Nicely done.
Chips come with the vegan brats. Get that beautiful footage.
Hey, man.
Why are you walking on it? Why are you walking on the fish?
It's his turn. I want you all to help me out and yell. Chop, chop, you gotta be louder. Chop, chop, you gotta be louder. Chop, chop, you gotta be louder.
Ah! Woo!
India has nearly 5 million acres of wasteland, which is about 20% of this.
So as you can see, the state fair definitely kept us busy. We were there on Sunday all the way from, I believe we parked right about 10:15, and then we left the fairgrounds just before 6 p.m. So we had a pretty full day. We had a lot of things that we experienced food-wise and vendor-wise. Some of the things you may have seen from the footage, There were no fish. I didn't know when you show up to the Indiana State Fair so early that they can't set up the little aquarium fish exhibit in the DNR section. That was kind of a bummer. I really enjoyed that part of it as they show like the bass and the bluegill and the carp and all the like local to Indiana fish species that you could find at various ponds and rivers. And I was a little bit bummed out that we didn't see that. I don't think we've gone to the state fair quite this quickly after opening. But also some things might just be delayed given the times, right? Another thing that wasn't available that early on was a lot of the 4-H exhibits were not available. So the 4-H program where they show, usually there's like a lot of different like produce that's grown for the state fair competition. That was not present because again, wouldn't be able to last throughout the whole state fair. So it looked like, if I remember the dates, the 4-H exhibit stuff, and I think the fish as well should be coming next week, like mid next week. So right around the 13th or so. But you might want to double check on that. Unfortunately, this is really our only day that we're going out there. We're pretty busy, and also, let's be honest, getting into the fair, there's some ticket expenditures, and we just kind of have a lot going on right now between house projects and social obligations and such. So this was our one and done trip to the fair, but we still managed to eat a ton of food, right? As far as the 2021 brand new foods, they even have a little vote here section where you scan the URL code, or not the URL, you know what I'm saying. You scan the code and it pulls up the page and you can vote on your favorite item. I feel like they kind of needed to have a sweets versus savory section because, to be honest, for the sweets, I kind of felt like the coffee float. I think it was just called coffee float. I don't think it was the iced coffee float, but the coffee float over at the drugstore area. That was pretty tasty. Unfortunately, my cherry was starting to roll off my float before I could photograph it or video it or anything like that. It looked really, really pretty when they showed it up. The girl staff that were running it and being volunteers there to run it and make the floats for us were super nice. And they offer you a couple of flavors too. They're like, you can either do just coffee, or they can add a little chocolate sauce, or they can add a little vanilla syrup too to make it a little bit more flavorful. But that was kind of cool. That was something unique and something that I can't get at Starbucks necessarily either. That was my one thing about doing the frozen mocha, or I think there was like a frozen mocha and a salted caramel chocolate whip over at the Dairy Barn. I'm sure they would have been amazing. Their texture probably would have been incredible because everything from the Dairy Barn is so good. So good. But we didn't get to that, partly because of sugar, to be honest. When it's just two of us splitting these items, it's a lot of sugar after a while. But I just kind of like, I can get those at Starbucks. I don't know. So I did not get to try those. I didn't know whether or not to vote for them. Maybe you will get a chance to. I'd have to say though, for the sweet items, I definitely like the coffee float. And for the savory items, what we tried were the buttermilk waffle witch. I can't remember if the bison cheesesteak rolls were on the new list. Crap. I don't think they were. I don't think so. I think they had other bison things on the list for voting, but not we did have a Philly cheesesteak egg roll. I highly recommend that over at the area where they're selling like bison items and things like that. It was really delicious. It hit the spot for a cheesesteak. But I think the one I ultimately voted for on the savory side was the vegan brat. Surprisingly enough, I was actually pretty happy with it. Not only did it taste sweet and savory, but it also had a satisfying amount of crunchy toppings, and the staff and personnel were pretty friendly as well. So thumbs up on the vegan brat. Loved it. What else did we try? We have our usual favorites too that we don't typically vote for, which are the walleye sandwich over at the Fish Hut. Delicious, tender, well-cooked fish. It's a nice little treat over at the Fish Hut. Over at the Fish Hut, which is near the DNR section and near the Butterfly Garden as well. So we have that. We also we did try the Outlaw Burger, which that one was an option to vote for. Surprisingly, I love myself a good peanut butter burger, but the burger wasn't very juicy and they didn't put enough of the pepper jelly on to my way of thinking, so it kind of came off a little dry. I was a little bit disappointed. I was really expecting that I was going to adore that Outlaw burger, and it just seemed really dry to me. So, sorry guys, didn't get my vote there. But good effort, always in good fun. The buttermilk waffle witch. Everything from the Dairy Barn is good, right? It was about this big around. It's cute. It's not overwhelming. It's not like this. It's like this. So, very doable, filled with their delicious cheese. I did really enjoy that. I really did. That was delicious. What else did we eat that was new on the list? Gosh, I can't even recall now. It's been just long enough. But definitely, you saw in the footage, we gathered quite a few of the top hits. And so the vegan brat was the one I ultimately voted for on our new food eats. Overall, had a great experience at the fair. I definitely recommend wear sunblock, get a hat, get sunglasses because or actually if you wear a prescription, get transitions because man, oh man, you're in and out of the buildings all day long. Or at least if you do what we do, you are. Maybe if you stay outside all day and you hit the rides up all the time, maybe that's your jam. But definitely wear your sunscreen, keep your skin protected, but it's always a good time. I don't know, it's just fun. We even stopped to see the Paul Bunyan Lumberjack show. I mean, just random little entertainment that they have popped up. So I think it's pretty fun. It's a great place to go with the family. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, please let me know what you liked best about the Indiana State Fair if you were able to come out here, or just if you don't live in Indiana, what do you like about fairs? What do you go? What do you do when you go to them? Is it mainly for the food? Is it mainly for the rides? All the above? The ambiance? Let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great weekend and rest of your week. Bye!